Hey guys, Campbell Allen.
Al Lewison.
Welcome to today's Wealth WOD, part 2 of choosing your team. Setting up your right team would be a...
Pardon?
Who are you doing?
Oh, we've covered accountants, we're going to talk about brokers.
Brokers today. All right, brokers, very good. So brokers, finding the right broker. Similar to accountants, there's brokers who, any broker, if they're worth their weight, should be able to provide a house loan. If they can't, there's something going wrong.
One sec, go back a step. You can go directly to your own bank. You can go to the corner store and talk to the guy at the branch, but reality is he's going to tell you about his loan. His 1 or 2 loans that might suit you.
Yep.
If you go to a broker, there's 27 to 30 banks on most good brokers panels. Those 27 to 30 banks have different loan types for you. You're all of a sudden broadening the opportunity for you to get the right loan and get your house, which is the key bit.
And after the Royal Commission, brokers are really trying to do the right thing, all of them. So that was a low blow. I'm sorry, brokers. But I'm glad that, look, I'll let it go. I'm in trouble. Look, but brokers need to understand this. This is what you need to quiz them on. Any broker can set up an individual PPR, so primary place of residence loan. Building a property portfolio, getting the structure right is really important. So if we are buying a property, let's say you've got your own home, you put in some deposits and costs, and then you've got the value of the property. Then what happens is your property goes up.
Give us some numbers, Cam. Give us some numbers.
You put numbers in there.
What do you want?
Oh, we'll just say the property price. I won't do numbers because it's changed over time. This keeps it evergreen content anyway. But you put in deposit costs, you got the overall initial value, and after a bit of time, your house goes up in value. What most brokers and banks love to do is when you go in, they'll use this equity and they'll put it into deposit and cost of investment property. So this is home, this is investment property, and this is value. And what they do is they basically tie your house with the property, and they do a thing called cross-collateralisation. Now this is not ideal.
Risk, big risk.
Right, so instead of cross-collateralisation, what we need to do is create a firewall between these two. You want to ensure your home's safe. And this is...
When you say safe, why is there risk? Because if something goes wrong with this property, and the bank's done the giant X of risk, they take both properties. They'll sell both, they'll do what they need to. What they're saying is, we have access to both of these to just recoup our money if we need to.
There you go.
You're at risk.
Yeah. So we'll say this bank is ANZ. And I rag on ANZ because they stuffed up my first house loan. But we'll say instead of doing this cross-collateralisation, what we do is we go to ANZ and we openly say, I'm buying investment property. Not through you guys, but I want to set up a line of credit or an equity loan. So I want to set up a line of credit that gives me access to this increased value or the usable equity that I've got.
Let's call this 200K.
Let's call this 200K. So then what I do is I bring this across and I use 150K, hypothetical numbers of 150K for deposit costs on investment property too. There's a firewall between these two, and what bank do I go to for that, Al?
Not ANZ.
Any bank but ANZ. Exactly.
That was a good answer, wasn't it?
It was. What we'll remember though is we've got 50K over here sitting there. Now what's that used for, Al? That's a buffer.
Enjoyment. Oh.
Enjoyment. All right. So let's say you lose your job. Worst case is that you want to go on 3 months holiday. 150K. If this property is basically not tenanted out for a few weeks, you got 50 grand sitting there to cover the holding cost of this property. So 50K will last you a long time in holding costs. Make sense? All right, so
makes sense.
A broker should be able to understand this and comprehend this. Remember, there's not a lot of brokers who build large portfolios. The best way to get a good broker is to get a referral. So if you don't know anyone who can give you a referral on brokers that build large portfolios, flick us an email. Cheers, guys.